6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
Well, another mouth-watering contest in the IPL today as Dinesh Karthik, the Kolkata Knight Riders, powered by Andre Russell, the man everyone wants to see, take on Rohit Sharma and the Mumbai Indians. Ahead on the show, we've got an exclusive interview with the hitman himself.
To be on the same page as I am. When I'm going there to talk to them, I am thinking of me as if I'm not important. You are important because you're going to deliver it. You're going to execute it. So whatever you want, I will do it. When I'm leading the side, I'm the least important person. That's how I want to think.
Well, what do you say when the best batsman in the world says, I am not that important as my teammates? That interview is coming up. But first, let me introduce to you the possible foreign players for each side. Firstly, for the Kolkata Knight Riders, Eoin Morgan, a mentor for the KKR team. He's also the English captain. Then you have the explosive, destructive Russell in the team, followed by Sunil Narine, simply one of the best T20 players in the entire world. And finally, you also have Pat Cummins. Mumbai, on the other hand, is probably going to go with the same team. You have Trent Bolt first up, very, very dependable, was fantastic in the first game. Moving on with the second player of the Mumbai Indians, there you have Trent Bolt on your team. Second player for them is Kieron Pollard, as explosive as Russell probably. Moving on again is James Pattinson, he's also a very dependable bowler. Plus finally, Rohit's partner in crime, Quinton de Kock. Let me quickly now introduce our guests. The legendary, the greatest Indian batsman of all time, Sunil Gavaskar. Sunny Bhai is here. We've also got Harbhajan Singh, the wizard with the ball, and the final word on cricket, Boria Majumdar. Sunny Bhai, firstly, let me ask you, let me break it down into the big contest of this game. It's Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock versus Pat Cummins and Prasidh Krishna. What do you think about that contest?
Well, it's a mouth-watering contest, no question about it. Pat Cummins, the biggest ticket in this year's IPL auction, and he'll be very keen to prove that he's worth every rupee that the KKR have splurged on him. And luckily for him, he's coming out of a series against England, so he's in match trim. For a fast bowler or even for a spinner, as Harbhajan will tell you, you need to get a few overs under your belt before you actually start feeling good about everything. You start feeling good about your rhythm, your run-up. You know you're confident you're not going to overstep, particularly if you're a fast bowler. You're not going to give a no ball or free hit. So those things matter, and Pat Cummins will have had that under his belt because of the number of overs he's bowled in England. But having said that, both Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock are perfectly capable of tackling him. The pitch in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, we have seen has had a bit of grass, unlike the one in Sharjah, but therefore the ball comes onto the bat quite nicely. But I do believe that that's a mouth-watering contest indeed.
Right, Harbhajan Singh, what about my favorite batsman, Rohit Sharma? Is he going to fire today?
Yeah, I'm expecting a big knock from Rohit Sharma. You know, he played the first game after like 7 months or 8 months. You know, he was seen on the park, and he didn't get going in the first game against Chennai Super King. But I'm hoping that he'll go out there and show us, what he's made of, and we know that once he gets going, it's unstoppable. He's unstoppable. He's someone who can hit sixes at will. He can score at will, against any sort of bowler. So, I'm expecting a big knock from Rohit Sharma, and he loved batting against KKR. He's got a brilliant record against KKR. So I'm expecting him to score runs against KKR.
Well, moving on to the next big contest, it's going to be, this is my favorite contest of the match today, by the way. Kieron Pollard and Hardik Pandya versus Sunil Narine and Kuldeep Yadav. Absolute magicians with the ball versus the most destructive batsman, by the way, almost in the entire world. Sunny Bhai, this is key today, I think, in this match.
It is. It is going to be a key because they're going to come in the middle overs. Unless Sunil Narine opens the bowling, to Rohit Sharma. That's a tactic that's been tried in the past as well, with some amount of success. So yes, I think Kieron Pollard, Hardik Pandya against two big hitters, but these boundaries are also big. These grounds, apart from the Sharjah ground, these boundaries are generally 70 meters and above, so it's not easy to hit the sixes. Also, I think the pitches over here, so far in the matches that we've seen, haven't really helped these spinners to grip the ball. So get a grip off the surface, I mean. And therefore, it's not going to be that easy for Sunil Narine or Kuldeep Yadav. Because both these guys, once they get the ball in the middle of the bat, it doesn't matter how long the boundaries are, it's still going to go for a six.
But Harbhajan Singh, it's absolutely crucial for Sunil Narine to fire today for KKR, isn't it?
Well, if we talk about KKR's bowling lineup, they have got Sunil Narine, which could be a threat to Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians need to be careful against Sunil Narine. He's someone who loves taking wickets, and he put a lot of pressure on the batsman to play those shots. And he's not someone, very easy to get away with. So Mumbai Indians need to be careful. And Sunil Narine could be a threat for Mumbai Indians. But when it comes to batting, Andrew Russell is the key for KKR. If he gets going, he's also someone which can change the game. And he's probably one of those dangerous players who could change the game at any point of time. He just only need 10 balls to score those 40, 50 odd runs. So he could be also a threat while batting.
Right, Boria. Ian Morgan and Shubman Gill versus Trent Bolt and James Pattinson.
Yeah, that's another one. I mean, that's another one. But the important thing is Shubman Gill has not had game time. The point that Sunil Gavaskar made, and I keep saying it, Indians will find it hard because they've not had game time. What is important for KKR and Dinesh Karthik is the leadership group. They formed a triangle. Wicketkeeper, mid-on, Pat Cummins, Eoin Morgan, Karthik. But in terms of batting, you mentioned Shubman, he'll have it hard. But in terms of Morgan, just like I think he's one of the best batsmen in this format in current form. Look at the way he batted in England. Look at the way he batted against Australia. So he is definitely in that zone. But Nitish Rana and Shubman Gill at the top of the order against Bolt Pattinson will find it hard. Definitely find it hard.
Finally, we have Andre Russell. Andre Russell, everybody is looking forward to Andre Russell and Dinesh Karthik versus Trent Bolt. Sunny bhai, that is again a classic contest.
And that is something to look forward to, simply because, there'll be contrasting approaches at the crease by the batsman. There will be Andre Russell who will be looking to hit the ball to the ground. And there will be Dinesh Karthik who will do it by little nicks and cuts, like, the little scoop, moving away and slashing the ball over cover point. So that makes it that much more difficult for the bowler to think where he should be bowling the next ball. Should he be bowling it further up? Should he be bowling the slower delivery? Should it be leg stump line? Should it be off stump line? Because when these two are at the crease, they really confuse the bowler, because the bowler does not know what is going to be a line where he's not going to be taken for runs.
Right. Let's talk about yesterday's match now. Maruti Suzuki Espresso, stylish player of the match. Is there any doubt? Sanju Samson, 9 sixes, 74 runs of just 32 deliveries. Exceptional batting, clean hitting. Sunny bhai, it seemed like that man already knew what the bowlers were going to bowl. Piyush Chawla pitched it up, out of the park. Short ball, out of the park. I mean, every delivery, he just knew what he was doing, totally in control. What an innings by Sanju Samson. And everybody's asking, why isn't this guy, why doesn't he deserve a permanent place in the Indian side?
Well, he's got in the Indian side in the last season. So now it's up to him to consolidate his place in the side. Obviously, he's got to get opportunities as well. That's a big question. But it's good to see that in the Indian side, for the wicket-keeping position, there are so many options. There is competition. And which will only mean that nobody is going to relax. They're all going to be at their best, try and play their best in every possible game. But Samson has been a talented youngster for a number of years now. The earlier part was, he used to play these cameos, 20s, 30s and get out. But now, over the last season and a half, what we've seen is he's now looking to go beyond that, to try and get to 70, 80, even in limited overs cricket, is looking to get 100 and plus in the 50 overs version, I mean. And so, therefore, I think it's very good for him as well as the team that he plays for. And because he's such an elegant performer, I mean, where do you find a combination of power and elegance? You never.
No
We very
doubt.
seldom, combination of power and elegance which Sanju Samson provides. He reminds me he's taller, of course. He reminds me of the Mumbai coach Mahela Jayawardena. There's so much of similarity, the style, everything. They make batting look so easy.
He definitely does. But I have to talk to both of you, Sunny Bhai and Boria, about MS Dhoni. Little bit controversy there. I mean, what's the point of hitting 3 sixes in the final over when the game is already done? Comes in at number 7. Shouldn't Dhoni just cement his place at the number 4 or number 5 position? Sunny Bhai?
Well, yes, I think at the start the other day he promoted Sam Curran, which was a very good move simply because the ball was coming into the left-hander's arc. When the ball is coming in, spinning in, it's a lot easier to be able to do that. And again, when he sent Sam Curran, he did the job because he hit a couple of sixes before he got out. But that is the thing about captaincy. When he sent Sam Curran the other day against Mumbai Indians and he scored 18 of 6 deliveries, everybody said, what a great move. But this time around, he held himself back like he did in the first game, and it didn't work for Chennai Super Kings, and people are questioning him. So captaincy is always like that. When it works, oh, you're a genius. When it doesn't work, you start questioning. But yes, I think after Sam Curran and before Kedar Jadhav, and also because the score was over 200 and not about 170 or 180, I think he should have come in so that he would have given his team that much of a better chance of winning it.
Boria, isn't it essential for the Chennai Super Kings that Dhoni spends more time in the middle and promotes himself?
Absolutely. I mean, just to say what Sunny Bhai was saying, if people praise him, people have the right to question. Simple as that. This is sport. And there is no debate in my mind that he should have come ahead of Kedar Jadhav. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is not the Mahendra Singh Dhoni of 2010-11, where from ball 1 he will hit a 6. And if you see, he was able to hit sixes. So if he's able to do that after spending 10-12 balls, he was 9 of 12 balls, finished off with 28 of 16. So he's able to do that after a couple of overs. That explains why we should come ahead of Kedar Jadhav. Will Kedar Jadhav win you a game or will MS Dhoni win you a game?
Exactly.
The answer is out there. The jury is out there. MS should definitely bat ahead of Kedar Jadhav.
100%. Well, I want to thank both Sunil Gavaskar and Boria Majumdar. It's going to be a mouth-watering contest, as we already told you. But after the break, that big exclusive interview. Rohit Sharma is the most successful captain in IPL history. Now we'll get you an exclusive interview. Rohit Sharma in conversation with Boria Majumdar. Have a look at this, and I'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. only on India Today.
4 IPL wins, 4 IPLs as skipper. Now that is something. Franchise cricket, pressure of the franchise, pressure of the fan, pressure of the sponsors, pressure of everything. And 2 one-run wins in the final. I mean,
I have to give credit to the team. Actually, they tend to respond pretty well of whatever I ask for. And that is what I think is very, very important for me. If I ask somebody to go and bowl that wide Yorker, if he's not ready to do it, it's going to make everyone's job difficult.
like I'll tell you why I asked. Against Pune Super Giants, Steve Smith, who was an experienced campaigner, was batting. To pick that wicket, to pick Manoj Tiwari, MS Dhoni was also there at that point, win by a run. Last year, Malinga, CSK won. Now, these are real tough situations last over for the captain to think clear. That's why I asked the question about leadership.
No, I understand. Yes, absolutely. I think that's when I want my teammates to be on the same page as I am. When I'm going there to talk to them, I'm thinking of me as if I'm not important. You are important because you're going to deliver it. You're going to execute it. So whatever you want, I will do it. That's how I think about it. And captain, when I'm leading the side, I'm the least important person. That's how I want to think. Because if I'm thinking about myself to take the team forward and how I want to do it, I won't be able to do it. I'm thinking that I'm the last member of the squad and the other 10 are important for me. And that's how, I will get the best out of each one of them. That's my thinking. may be wrong also, but
that's how you think. I mean, it has worked for you. 4 IPL titles.
Yeah, that's how I want to think. I'm the least important, and I want the other 10 to be the most important, and see how I can get contribution, little contributions from all 10. And of course, my performance is also important. I'm not taking that away, but I'm saying I want to make sure that they all these 10 guys who are playing, even the others who are in the squad, who's going to replace X, Y, Z in the squad, I should be talking to them and making them feel important. And that is something that I learned from Ricky Ponting. Okay. That's the first thing he told me. When you are captaining, you can't just be thinking about how you want them to do it. You should always listen to them and then take it in your stride and see how you can filter that and give it to them.
You have 17-18 to win. 2 balls 10. You hit a 6, you hit a 4. What is the mindset of a player? How confident can one be that?
Bowlers are under pressure. When they're bowling a super over, bowlers are under pressure, because having been part of few super overs myself, captaining the team, I know what the bowler goes through. Like, let's say for example, there was one super over where Bumrah was bowling, and you know, when you go and talk to him about what do you want to do now, what do you want to bowl, I'm talking about IPL, when we played the super over against Gujarat Lions. So bowlers are always in two minds. No, I will bowl a wide Yorker. No, I'm going to bowl him on the stumps. So there's so many thoughts going in your head at that point. And someone like Bumrah, whose execution is more often, perfect most of the time. A bowler like him thinking that in that fashion, makes you think that, okay, this is not easy for a bowler to come and execute. He's under pressure. And not try and confuse him. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to confuse your bowler. So he was telling me, okay, I will go Yorker, straight Yorker. I said, yes, please do it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.